The last words my daughter Sarah said to me before she walked out of my life were, "You ruined everything. I will never forgive you for this." That was 8 years ago. 8 years of silence, 8 years of wondering if I had lost her forever. And then, on a quiet Sunday evening, there was a knock at my door. When I opened it, Sarah was standing there, tears streaming down her face, barely able to speak. "Dad, I need you. I was wrong about everything." My name is Robert, and I am 77 years old. I have lived long enough to know that some mistakes echo through generations, that sometimes the choices we make with the best intentions create wounds that take years to heal. This is the story of how I lost my daughter, and how, against all odds, I found her again. It started 18 years ago, when Sarah was 24 years old. She had just been offered her dream job, a position at a prestigious marketing firm in New York City. It was everything she had worked for: a six-figure salary, a corner office, the chance to work on campaigns for major brands. But there was a complication. Sarah had been dating David for 2 years. They were serious, talking about marriage. And David had just been accepted to a graduate program in engineering, right here in our hometown. If Sarah took the job in New York, their relationship would face years of long-distance separation. My wife Margaret and I were thrilled about the job offer. "This is your moment, Sarah," Margaret said, hugging our daughter. "You have worked so hard for this. You cannot pass it up." But Sarah was torn. "I love David, Mum. I do not want to lose him. Maybe I can find something good here, something local." That is when I made the biggest mistake of my life. "Sarah," I said firmly, "you are 24 years old. You have your whole life ahead of you. David is a good man, but you cannot sacrifice your career for a boyfriend. If this relationship is meant to be, it will survive the distance. But if you turn down this opportunity, you will regret it for the rest of your life." "Dad, I do not think you understand." "I do understand," I interrupted. "I have seen too many talented women give up their dreams for men, only to end up resentful and unfulfilled. Your mother and I did not raise you to play it safe. We raised you to reach for greatness, and this job is greatness." Margaret agreed. "Your father is right, honey. This opportunity will not come again. You have to take it." Sarah looked between us, her eyes filling with tears. "So you think I should leave David? Just end it?" "Not necessarily end it," I said. "But do not let him be the reason you turn down your dream. If he truly loves you, he will support your decision." Sarah was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "What if you are wrong? What if I lose him and the job does not work out? What if I end up alone and miserable?" "You will not," I said confidently. "You are brilliant, Sarah. You are going to do incredible things. Trust me." She took the job, and she broke up with David before she left. I thought I had given her good advice. I thought I was helping her avoid the mistake of choosing love over ambition at such a young age. But 3 months after she moved to New York, Sarah called me. She was crying. "Dad, I made a terrible mistake. I should never have left David. I am miserable here. The job is not what I thought it would be. I am working 80 hours a week. I have no friends. I am alone in this massive city, and I cannot stop thinking about what I gave up." "Sarah, it is just an adjustment period," I said. "Give it time. You will find your footing. I want to come home. I want to try to fix things with David." "Sarah, you cannot quit after 3 months. That is not how the real world works. You made a commitment. Honor it. Give it at least a year." She was silent. Then she said, her voice cold, "You do not care that I am unhappy. You just care about being right, about your vision of who I should be. That is not fair. You pushed me to take this job. You convinced me to leave the man I loved, and now I am alone and miserable. And you are telling me to just tough it out because you could not admit you were wrong." "Sarah, I am trying to help you." "No," she said, her voice breaking. "You are trying to control my life. You made me believe that choosing love over career made me weak, that I had to prove something. But all I proved is that I listened to the wrong person." She hung up. And then, a week later, I received a letter. In it, Sarah wrote that she had quit her job, that she was staying in New York, but not coming home, that she needed time away from me and Margaret because she could not forgive us for pushing her toward a decision that cost her the person she loved most. "You ruined everything," she wrote. "David has moved on. He is seeing someone else, and I am stuck here, alone, knowing that I gave up the love of my life because you convinced me my career was more important. I will never forgive you for this." Margaret and I were devastated. We tried calling, we sent letters, but Sarah would not respond. 2 years passed. Then, out of nowhere, Sarah sent a short email. She had met someone, a man named David, a different David, who worked in finance. They were getting married. She wanted us to know, but she made it clear we were not invited to the wedding. Margaret cried for days. "Robert, we have lost her. Our daughter is getting married, and we will not be there." "She will come round," I said, though I was not sure I believed it. "Once she has some distance, she will realize we were just trying to help." But she did not come around. We learned through my son Michael that Sarah had gotten married, that she had a baby girl named Emma, that her life had moved on without us. Margaret became ill shortly after Emma was born. Cancer. In her final months, she begged me to reach out to Sarah one more time. "Please, Robert, I need to meet my granddaughter. I need Sarah to know I love her." I tried. I called. I sent letters explaining that Margaret was dying, but Sarah never responded, and Margaret passed away without ever seeing her daughter or granddaughter again. That guilt has lived in my chest every day since. After Margaret died, I withdrew from everyone. My friend Joe tried to pull me out of my darkness. "Robert, you need to keep trying. Sarah is hurting too. Someone has to break this cycle. She will not even speak to me." "Joe, I cost her the love of her life, and then my wife died without seeing her. How do I come back from that?" "You start by admitting you were wrong, by apologizing without expecting anything in return." But I was too proud, too wounded. So the years passed in silence. Then came that Sunday evening, 8 years after our estrangement began. I was sitting in my living room when I heard the knock. When I opened the door, I barely recognized my daughter. Sarah looked older, worn by life, but her eyes held something I had not seen in years. Vulnerability. "Dad," she said quietly, "can I come in?" I stepped aside, my heart pounding. We sat in the living room. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Finally, Sarah took a deep breath. "I need to tell you something. Something I should have told you years ago." She paused, gathering courage. "When I broke up with my first David, the one I left when I took the New York job, I thought I had lost everything, and I blamed you. I was so angry, so hurt, that I cut you out completely. But then I met someone else, another David, David Chen, and we fell in love. We got married. We had Emma." She looked at me, tears forming, and for years, I told myself I had moved on, that my life was good, that I did not need you or need to forgive you. "But Dad, my marriage is falling apart." My heart sank. "David and I have been struggling for 2 years. We fight constantly. We barely speak anymore. And I realized I brought all my anger and resentment from what happened with you into this marriage. I never dealt with the pain. I just buried it, and now it is destroying everything." She wiped her tears. "I went to therapy, and my therapist asked me about my family, about my parents. And when I told her about our fight, about the 8 years of silence, she said something that broke me open. She said, 'You are still letting your father control your life. Except now, instead of listening to him, you are rebelling against him in every decision you make. You have not freed yourself. You have just changed the cage.'" Sarah's voice cracked, and she was right. Every choice I have made in the past 8 years has been about proving you wrong, about showing that I did not need your approval. But in doing that, I lost myself. I lost my relationship with my husband. I kept Emma from knowing her grandfather, and I never got to say goodbye to Mum. She broke down sobbing. "I am so sorry, Dad. I am sorry I shut you out. I am sorry I was so stubborn. I am sorry Mum died, thinking I hated her. And I am sorry I blamed you for everything, when the truth is I made my own choices. You gave advice, bad advice, maybe, but I am the one who took the job. I am the one who broke up with someone I loved, and I am the one who stayed angry instead of working through it." I moved to sit beside her and pulled her into my arms. "Sarah, I am sorry too. I was wrong. So wrong. I pushed my own fears and regrets onto you. I thought I was protecting you from making the mistakes I saw other people make. But what I did was take away your agency. I made you feel like your feelings did not matter, like choosing love was weakness, and that was cruel." I held her as she cried. "I have replayed that conversation 1,000 times. If I could go back, I would tell you to follow your heart, to trust yourself, to know that whatever you chose, New York or staying here, would be the right choice because it was yours, not mine." We sat together, two broken people trying to find their way back to each other. "Can I meet her?" I asked softly. "Can I meet Emma?" Sarah nodded. "She is in the car with David. I wanted to talk to you first, but yes, she wants to meet her grandpa." And David wants to meet you too. I have told him everything, about our fight, about the silence. He thinks maybe if we can heal this, it might help us heal our marriage too. The road to healing was long. Sarah and David came to therapy with me. We talked through everything. The advice I gave, the resentment she carried, the ways we had both let pride destroy our relationship. Sarah and David worked on their marriage. It was not easy, but they were committed. And slowly, they found their way back to each other. And I got to know Emma, my granddaughter. She was 8 years old, bright and curious, and full of life. Every moment with her felt like a gift I did not deserve, but was grateful to receive. One day, Sarah said to me, "Dad, I do not think you were entirely wrong. That job in New York taught me things. It showed me what I did not want. And meeting David, my husband David, was the best thing that ever happened to me. Maybe if I had stayed with my first boyfriend, I would have always wondered what if. Maybe I needed to take that journey to find where I truly belonged. But I should not have pushed you," I said. "I should have supported whatever you decided." "You should have," she agreed. "But I also should not have held on to anger for 8 years. We both made mistakes. The question is whether we are going to keep letting those mistakes define us." I am 77 years old, and I have learned this. Giving advice is easy. Living with the consequences of that advice is what teaches you humility. This touching family story taught me that our job as parents is not to steer our children toward the life we think they should have. It is to support them as they discover the life they want. I thought I was helping Sarah avoid regret. Instead, I created it. I thought I was empowering her. Instead, I made her feel like her emotions were a weakness to be overcome. And Sarah thought that cutting me out would free her from my influence, but it only gave that influence more power. Because we cannot heal what we do not face. This relatable real-life story is about regret and forgiveness, about how pride and stubbornness can cost us years with the people we love, about how healing requires both people to take responsibility for their part in the pain. I lost 8 years with my daughter. I missed Emma's birth, her first words, her first day of school. I will never get those moments back. Margaret died without reconciling with Sarah. That is a grief I will carry forever. But I have today. I have Sunday dinners with Sarah, David, and Emma. I have the chance to be the father and grandfather I should have been all along. If you have given advice that caused pain, own it. Apologize without making excuses. Acknowledge that you were wrong. And if you are holding on to anger towards someone who hurt you, ask yourself, is this anger protecting you or imprisoning you? Is it keeping you safe or keeping you from the life you want? Because here is what I learned. Forgiveness is not about saying what happened was okay. It is about refusing to let what happened control your future. Love is not about being right. It is about being present. And family is not about perfection. It is about showing up, again and again, even after you have failed each other. That is the moral life lesson that almost destroyed my family. That is the truth that brought us back together. And that is the wisdom I hope saves you from the pain we endured.